What's going on, everybody? We are back with another racing video today. This time we're headed out to Triple Nickel Raceway in Bartow, Florida. We've got the 8th scale Nitro car with us, so doing something a little bit different. For those of you that aren't familiar with me, I've primarily done 10 scale 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive buggy racing over the years. And I really enjoy doing that. I've raced a variety of surfaces, everything from pretty low grip to indoor clay to higher bite stuff, including carpet. I've raced a little bit of 8 scale e-buggy over the years, but never run nitro. So a few weeks ago, I put together a Tekno NB48 2.2, and I've run a couple of races with it so far. Still kind of learning things out, feeling things out, but the car's been great so far. The kit setup's been a really good starting point, and yeah, just trying to go out and have a little fun and do a little bit of learning. Only been out a couple of times. I ran the FRCC warm-up race at Triple Nickel, and then I ran the grand reopening race for 727 in Nitro Buggy. And yeah, it's been good. Yeah, we'll see how it goes today, and hopefully, like I say, the weather holds out and we'll have a good day of racing. So this is the first tank in practice. I started out on JConcepts green reflexes, just trying to get a feel for the track, feel for the grip level, all that sort of thing. Thankfully, I'd run this layout at the FRCC series warm-up race and was pretty familiar with the layout, so that wasn't too much of a learning phase for me, mainly just getting a feel for the car and the overall grip. As you can see, the car's sliding around a lot, really lacking a lot of grip, lacking forward drive, lacking side bite, just lacking overall grip pretty much everywhere. Coming up short on a lot of jumps, just really having a hard time driving the car, really having to tiptoe around everything, and yeah, struggling pretty good. After this practice session, I decided to go ahead and change both the front and rear sway bars to 1 step thinner sway bars. Just trying to get a little more roll out of the car, get a little more grip, see if I could find a way to help the lack of traction. Feeling like the track really didn't have a ton of loam or a ton of fluff or anything on top. There was certainly some loamier areas outside the racing line, but at least in the line, there was only a little bit of dust on there. So I was kind of questioning a little bit if maybe the Reflex was too big of a pin tire for the conditions, and maybe I should go to something along the lines of a relapse. So for the first qualifying session, I decided to go ahead and go to a green relapse, and then also had that sway bar change. I think overall what I ended up doing was adding a little bit of grip with the sway bar change, but then losing the grip with going to too densely of a packed pin tire. I didn't film the first qualifying session. It was pretty much the same as practice. So here's the results from Q1. I ended up finishing second. You can see my fast lap of a 30.3 basically, and average top 10 of 31.7. So pretty slow compared to where I should be on this layout. You can see David there, fastest lap of a 28.8, average top 10 down at a 30. So a little bit of a ways behind him. Similar consistency between the two of us, so definitely I'm just overall slower. So for the second qualifying session, I decided to go back to the Reflex tire, but this time I went out on the blue compound, so a little bit harder tire, hoping that maybe what I was seeing with the tire wear was partly that I was just on too soft of a compound. When I first got on the track in Q2, I immediately noticed a huge difference. The car had way more grip, the car was much easier to drive, and just was performing a ton better. This actually ended up being kind of a close battle between myself and David for the TQ spot. He's driving the red car there. We actually went back and forth in the qualifying session a little bit, trying to stay out of each other's way, but also trying to set our fastest times we could. But overall, much improved session. Car was definitely handling a lot better. Still was a little bit loose here or there coming out of corners, but car was just significantly better. And here's the results from Q2. I ended up taking the win in Q2. I did not take the overall TQ, but taking a look here, you can see my fastest lap was a 28.2, way better than my first qualifier, and same thing with the average top 10 at basically a 30 flat and 96.66 100% consistency, which is better as well. Taking a look at the overall qualifying results, you can see David beat me out just a little bit. He did a 10-lap 5-minute .537, and I did a 10-lap 5-minute .823. So really only 0.3 of a second separating us over a 10-lap 5-minute run. So going into the main, I really wanted to try to change something to really improve the car, especially the rear end of the car. I was thinking about changing some tires, maybe going to blue relapse instead of the blue reflex, or maybe even trying something in the aqua range like a aqua relapse or aqua reflex, but I didn't have anything glued up, and we really just didn't have the time with the impending rain coming in. They actually ran the mains right after the qualifying session with virtually no break in between, so I pretty much went over all the nuts and bolts in the car, checked all the ride height, camber, that good stuff, topped off the tank, and headed up to the pit area to start warming up the engine. So here's the start of the main. I'll let this play for a little bit, and you guys can see how the first few laps unfold.
Down and quiet. Start our open Nitro Buggy A main. It is a 10-minute race, so some of y'all might be able to go a whole 10 minutes. So more than likely we'll see at least one pit stop from each car. If you're leading the way, Seth Arnold and that two there, bumper is going over the big double. Josh not that far behind him. Josh turned out in the car. This is only his third or fourth run on the car since he's got it. Arnold in the way, drops it on using that number 2, Davey going to the 3, and he's still not that far behind him when he gets located. He's definitely in the way, dropping the 2, David right on the rear bumper of John for the number 2 spot. Going into the hill they go, a little wide. David's in that number 1 spot, down the straightaway, caught together, but nothing too bad. Drops going that 3 spot. 1 minute down, 9 minutes remaining. David and Matthew dropping the 3, Jimmy in the 4.
So you can see David made a little mistake there at the beginning, ended up giving me the lead. So from this point, I'm just trying to drive, not make too many mistakes, and kind of take it easy, really.
Chase him down, come down the straightaway. Wrong through the short chute, so he's on the outside slip. That's not David moving on number 1 spot. Seth down to the 2. There's David and Seth going at it. David next year pro. Comes with the double. They go side by side. Seth's going to save it though. Going up the hill. Through the sweeper onto the straightaway. This will take it in. Seth. 2:30 down, 7:30 remaining. Walkboard they go. Test video hung up on the pipe. They get a little bit of room between them.
And there you have it. Trying not to make too many mistakes, make a mistake, end up behind, and then make more mistakes while I'm following. Exactly what you want to do when you're racing. Not really. So from here, I'm like, okay, I got to catch up. Let's take it easy again, but let's slowly chip away at this lead he's got now.
.330 down, 6:30 remaining.
So yeah, ended up making some more mistakes. In the back of my mind, I'm like, man, you're an idiot. You told yourself you weren't going to do this, and you around here, sit here and try to play catch up and be a hero instead of just slowly chipping away at it. And yeah, this is the result. Now we're just a little over halfway through the main. David comes in for a pit there and comes out right behind me, so this is pretty frustrating. I've got a pit stop yet to make, and he's pretty much right there on my tail. At this point, I'm kind of debating a little bit in my head, man, should I try to go and stretch it the full 10 minutes? Should I not? What do I do? Ultimately, I'm still new to the nitro thing, and I just don't have any confidence that I can make it to the end on a single tank of gas. So I ultimately decided to come in for a pit stop.
Seth's coming in for fuel though, so that's going to allow David to move back in that number 1 spot.
So yeah, not much really happened from there on out. Made a few more mistakes here or there, but we pretty well stayed about the same gap the rest of the race. And here's the final results for the main. David finishing a little over 9 seconds ahead of me. Fastest laps were pretty darn close between the both of us. Obviously my consistency was a little bit lower than David's just with the mistakes and stuff I was making overdriving the car and trying to play catch up. Congrats to David. It was a good race, and we're pretty close in speed, it seems like, so I can't wait to get back out there and race him some more. Should be a good time. So what are some takeaways from this? Number one, just really cannot overdrive the car. If you're having issues with grip, making mistakes, you just got to slow down. This seems pretty straightforward, but in the moment it's a lot harder to do. Second thing, what a difference just going to a little bit harder compound tire made. Such a big improvement with the car. I really wish I had some aqua reflexes or some blue relapses to try. Also felt like the chassis was kind of slapping the ground and bouncing a little bit, not landing super settled a few times, especially the second double in the little double section there. Overall, great day of running the Nitro Buggy, and can't wait to get out and do it again. If you guys hung around for this long, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the video and hang out. If you got any questions about the racing, questions about the results, my car setup, anything like that, drop a comment, let me know. Be happy to answer any questions anybody has. Hopefully I'll get out there and do some more racing, and hopefully you guys are enjoying your racing as well.